Sweet Connie Hamzy has passed away August 21st, 2021, after a brief illness. No indication of what that illness was at the time, but that she had entered into hospice care on August 19th, just 2 days prior to her death. Sweet Connie was an Arkansan whose name is known around the world thanks to a #1 record by Grand Funk Railroad, and that, of course, is the song "We're an American Band." With those oh-so-descriptive lyrics that proclaimed, "Out on the road for 40 days, last night in Little Rock put me in a haze. Sweet Connie, doing her act. She had the whole show, and that's a natural fact." You know, after her hookup with Cheap Trick's Rick Nielsen, she again ended up in a song. This time, the title track from Standing on the Edge, with the line, "Connie likes candy, every bite. All day sucker, Connie might. Swallow that thing, 'cause she does it right." Now, starting back in the late 1960s, Connie Hamzy attended dozens of shows at the Barton Coliseum in Little Rock, Arkansas, and became friends with members of the bands and the roadies who worked behind the scenes and security at the shows. She also traveled to shows around the country. Hamzy had her first groupie experience when she was 15 years old, after her mother dropped her off at a Steppenwolf concert. She didn't like to deal with parking, Connie said of her mother. She didn't like to deal with the traffic, so she'd take me out to the fairground early in the afternoon before the traffic got bad. We'd go out there, and then we'd wander around the backstage area, and one thing would lead to another. 2 years later, Hamzy was immortalized in the lyrics to Grand Funk Railroad's 1973 hit, "We're an American Band." The band's manager had reportedly alerted Hamzy of the line in the song, but she initially didn't believe it. A few months later, she happened to hear the song on the radio. "Right after I graduated high school, me and some girls were laying out by Lake #1 in North Little Rock in Lakewood," Hamzy recalled. "I was on the beach tanning, and they were on floats swimming, and I had my transistor radio on. As the radio DJ began to speak, Hamzy's ears perked up. 'Folks, you're not going to believe what we just got into the studio,' she recalled the announcer saying. 'It's the new release from Grand Funk Railroad. And you know that dark-headed girl we see backstage a lot? Listen to the first few lyrics.'" Though Grand Funk Railroad may have given Hamzy her biggest spotlight, they were far from her most notable rock conquest. Hamzy has said that she has had sex, but mostly oral sex, with more than 600 rock stars, roadies, and security people, including Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley, and Peter Criss of Kiss, The Who's Keith Moon, Led Zeppelin's John Bonham, Huey Lewis, Frank Zappa, Rush's Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson, Peter Frampton, Eddie Money, Alice Cooper, Neil Diamond, Don Henley, and all 3 members of ZZ Top, and Eddie Van Halen. In fact, Van Halen has the distinction of being Connie's best and worst experiences, all in one band. She claims that oral sex with David Lee Roth was her absolute worst experience, while sex with Alex Van Halen was her best experience. Eddie was somewhere in between, and Michael Anthony seems to have escaped her grasp. These were but just a few of the rockers that Sweet Connie claimed to have had relations with. Hamzy has described her lifestyle with the following quote: "Not everybody can be a cheerleader, or on the drill team, or in the honor society, so I found my niche going to concerts." Grand Funk Railroad drummer Don Brewer, who wrote the lyrics for "We're an American Band," has said, quote, "So sorry to hear of Connie's death. My memory of her is of a very outgoing, sweet girl that wanted to be famous. That was her goal in life. May she rest in peace." End quote. Connie's last public appearance was just this past June at a reception for the Play It Loud concerts at Barton Coliseum exhibit at the old State House. There she signed autographs, posed for pictures, and enjoyed listening to a cover band play the Grand Funk Railroad hit that made her famous. Connie Hamzy, a.k.a. Sweet Connie, dead at 66.